Hello. I hope you're doing really well today. I am being shown an old friend, somebody that you had some type of falling out with. Somebody that, okay, so this is what I'm being shown. It's like you were kind of close with this person, like they were your friends. You spent time with them, you did things with them, maybe you confided in them. It was somebody in real life. It was somebody that you had like a bond with. And the bond, what I am being shown that is like some type of milestone event. So it was in some type of chapter in your life where you had hit some milestone. And the two of you could relate to each other because you were both in the same milestone. So it could be like, maybe you both became parents, or maybe it had to do with some type of milestone with school or work, or like you just reached this age or this milestone. It was like something very important and you two could relate to each other and you became friends, okay? And you were friends for several years. Like you were kind of close. You confided in them, you spent time with them. But something happened. I'm seeing like something happened where you spoke some type of truth that this person wasn't ready to hear. And you might have done it like, so this person might have been doing something that you found to be hurtful, or maybe they did something you found to be hurtful, and then you spoke some type of truth to like disarm them. So they just weren't ready to hear this truth. It was kind of blunt. It was kind of like a tough love situation. It wasn't like you were like attacking this person or being rude to them, but it's like they did something to hurt you. They did something that you felt was like kind of a betrayal or kind of manipulative. It was like kind of two-faced. Yeah, like I'm being shown that. Like maybe to your face they were like friends and like acted like they trusted you, but then they had something to say about you when you weren't there to defend yourself. What I'm being shown is that this person actually, they had a lot of mixed feelings about you because of the type of energy that you have and the wisdom that you have. And this person likes to be right all of the time. And then you would come in and shed your perspective on it, or you would receive some type of intuitive information or some type of wisdom, and you would shed it on there. And this person would be like, it would kind of, it would make them annoyed because it would kick up some type of insecurity that you knew more than them, or that you had something that they didn't. And this person is a very intelligent person. I'm seeing that they did very well in school. Like they were just always known for being like a very intelligent, organized, punctual, like they had all their ducks in order. They were always like the smart one. So if you came in with some type of knowledge or like some type of intuitive wisdom or just wisdom in general or just your perspective, it did make them feel away. And so they were kind of like, I am seeing like they a little bit walked on eggshells around you. Not because of anything that you did, although you do tend to have a bit of a strong energy. And what I mean by that is, like I said it in a different video, it's like your energy can be polarizing. People are either drawn to you and they really appreciate that intuitive insight and that pureness, that confidence, that wisdom, or that surety, something like that. It's almost like I'm seeing like when you know something, you know something. And when you know you're right, you know you're right. Okay? So, but because of that, like powerful energy that you have, and being able to see things very clearly, that kind of like, yeah, it kicked up something in this person. And so you spoke some truth to them that they weren't ready to hear. They got all up in their ego about it. It offended them. They were like, what? And then you guys kind of like had a falling out. And I'm not saying that it was like this huge falling out, but it was like there was just distance there between you. It was just never the same after that. Like you could never really, this person thought you were mad at them. They thought you were angry, but you weren't angry at them. You don't want to be manipulated, and you don't like, you're very authentic, so you don't have space in your life for people who are two-faced, like who like talk ish and then like come and smile in your face. Like you don't do that. Like you don't tolerate that type of stuff. Whereas this person could have a tendency to be a little bit like that and to tolerate those types of things. Maybe they don't have their own confidence, or maybe they have something going on with their own life experience that, you know, they haven't worked through yet. So, but what I'm being shown is that there are emotions coming up for you, because at the time that this thing went down, I'm seeing like it hurt you deeper than you allowed yourself to realize, or deeper than you were able to process in the moment. Maybe it wasn't that you didn't allow yourself to acknowledge that there was like a loss there, or a hurt there, because you were dealing with other things at the time. And these other things were on the forefront. So these things were very serious things. So I am being shown that because you went through this very challenging, like traumatic life experience, where you had people that were supposed to love and care for you be the ones who were the ones coming against you, and you were in survival mode because of it. And I think maybe you even lost your memory of it, or you weren't able to see things clear, or maybe there was some type of spell work done on your memory to keep you from seeing the truth. You did not get to process those situations at a normal rate, okay? Because it wasn't fully in your awareness for your own protection. So it's almost like you were like behind schedule compared to like your peers. So it's like while everybody was out, you know, in a certain developmental stage, you were like over here trying to heal from something else, which prevented you from being able to develop or like get into these certain areas of your life, like at the same time as the people around you your age, like your peers were doing it, right? So it was like a little bit of a setback for you. You had some very serious things that you needed to work through. 8:08 on the timer. Confirmation. So you hear that? That's confirmation too. All right? So it's like you had to put all of your energy into healing yourself and surviving through these situations, and then maybe even backtracking a little bit into like maybe dealing with some type of like physical mistreatment, or like abuse of power. People that were supposed to care for you were like abusing their power, or they were doing things to you. You know what I mean? And so there was, I'm seeing like there was a long time frame where you had to heal these things. And in healing those things, you weren't able to see the full picture because you were in some type of survival mode. But then it's like fast forward to this time period where you were friends with this person. There were still a lot of things that were in the dark for you. You weren't fully aware of all of the things that people had like truly done, and all of the ways that it truly affected you. It's like you had gotten through this one healing phase, and then like you carried on with life and things were like okay, and you were like learning and growing, and then you went through this other healing phase. And what I'm seeing is this friendship with this person was in between the two healing phases, okay? So take that if it resonates. I don't know if it will or not. So at the time that this thing happened with this friend, you were not yet in this fully deep healing phase, which could have been like where you started to heal the inner child and like a mother wound or a father wound or like some type of extended wound or some type of wound, very serious, that like really affected all of the way that you were. It like affected almost like your whole life. You had carrying like a lot of complex PTSD around for a long time, because in that first healing section, it was like you were dealing with your physical health, and then you went through this like gap, and then you went in to deal with the emotional aspect of it. So what I'm seeing is you were not able to really fully process that situation. Then you went in and started healing the emotional aspect and the inner child. And what am I seeing? Like right now, like a baboon. What is it? Baboon? I'm seeing like a monkey. What? Why am I seeing a monkey? What? So anyway, you went through this, like, then you, so this falling out happened and you went through this super deep process, and you healed. You went through a very deep healing process and you transformed. You might still be healing from it. And there might things that have happened there that have left some pretty big scars on you that, you know, it's like now you have to learn how to navigate life with these scars and with this awareness of just how severe everything was. Whereas before it was like there was a Band-Aid over it, and it wasn't like really healing. But then you went through this process of like really healing, and like the impact of all of that trauma and that mistreatment really started to come out. And you had to go through this healing process, or you're in this healing process where you're dealing with, again, physical issues as a result of carrying complex PTSD around for so long. So it could have affected your autoimmune system. It could have affected your brain, your heart, like your organs, your gut, bone issues, things with your lungs. You know, physical issues as a result from carrying like all this trauma, the inner child experience, and you carried it for so long. But now I'm seeing you've reached a certain point where these other things that have happened in between these processes, in the gap, are now coming up for processing and release. And you're kind of seeing that the stuff, like, it hurt you more than you allowed yourself to realize it hurt you. Like, it cut you a little bit deeper than you thought. So you might be thinking about these people. You might be having dreams about these people. You might be having like conversations. It's almost like you're having telepathic conversations with these people. Whereas before you might have been like, I don't give an F. Like, I don't care, like whatever. That was kind of like a defense mechanism, like an armor that you carried, because it was like there was just too much going on. Now that you've healed through a lot of stuff, you've sifted through a lot of stuff, you've like refined your energy, you've come to this place where like you are merged with your authentic self. You've gone through so much healing, so much transformation, so many rebirths. You're like a completely different person. Now this stuff is coming up. And I feel like you can acknowledge it in a healthier way and just like maybe be able to speak about it and be a little bit more transparent about like, hey, that was messed up. Like, I trusted you, I confided in you, I thought that we were tight, and then you went and did these things. You like kind of betrayed me. And what I'm seeing is like that truth you spoke, like that tough love, that truth you spoke to them, it was something they needed to hear. You might have said it in anger, or you might have said it in a certain way, but it was something that they needed to hear. And maybe you have like a little bit of guilt about that, but you can release that guilt. Like, that needed to be said. That person needed to hear that. And even if they weren't ready, it was almost like spirit was like, nah, it's time for them to hear this. And it did make an impact on them. And they have not ever forgotten the things that you've said. They've carried it with them. They tried to like ignore it a little bit. They almost even tried to be like, I don't want you to be a part of my life anymore. And you were like, fine. Because you didn't want that type of energy there. But they never forgot what you said. And I do see that they are taking it into account now because they have chosen, or they've stepped into some type of healing process. I'm seeing that monkey. So it might just be like, not my circus, not my monkeys. It could be like that. It could be like, not my problem. Because I don't see that you have a relationship with this person. But they don't want to be on your bad side. Ah, that's what it is. They don't want to be on your bad side. They see something in you, or they recognize some type of success that you have, or they recognize how much you've grown. Like your aura is just different. Maybe they saw you. Maybe they saw you, but you didn't see them. Someplace public. And you were just different. Just the way that you carry yourself is different. The way that you walk is different. The way that your light is just so radiant. Your aura is different. And whereas before, if your energy was powerful then to this person, it's like very powerful to them right now. But the thing is, you are a very like peaceful person, I see. So it's not like you be walking around like, look at me like, what's up? Like, yeah, that's right. Like you're not like that. You're just like in your own lane, living life, being you. But your energy is so powerful because you've gone through so many transformations, because you chose to heal. You chose to face yourself head on. Opal, what are you showing everybody over here? I didn't even realize. She's sitting over here in all her glory. Opal, baby. Oh. So I'm seeing things coming up for you. You might be releasing some energy. You might even be feeling like annoyed, like what? Like, or you might be feeling sad. Or you might have a little bit of grief there coming up because it was like a loss for you. Because like I said, this was a milestone. This is like somebody that you bonded with during like a major life event, like a major turning point in your life. They felt, so like either they feel intimidated by you or they felt intimidated by you. And that is why they felt intimidated by you. Maybe that's why they walked on eggshells a little bit, just because your energy is powerful, not because, and because you have high standards. There's nothing wrong with that. You have high standards, and you speak the truth, and you speak your mind. And that can intimidate people. It kind of makes you look very confident, even if you had all of these, inner wounds and this complex PTSD. Unless you told people about this stuff, it was not obvious. Like, you have been through so much more than you show. Like, you don't look like all of the stuff you've been through. And people might not even believe you if you were like, yeah, I experienced this, because there is a lot of stuff. You have a lot on your plate there. It's like some people just go through these charmed lives and they don't experience hardly any adversity, but you have gone through like event after event and a whole upbringing, and then more events and more events and more events, and it was like boom, 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 boom. It was constantly trying to knock you down. But look at you. Look at you, standing there taller than ever, brighter than ever, shining your light. being that peaceful example of unconditional love, showing the world that you can heal. You can heal. We all have the power to heal. Because, I mean, if you could get through the stuff that you went through, then other people can get through the stuff that they've gone through as well. Because you've been through, like, if they've been through like 2 things, you've been through like 10 things, you know? And it's not a competition. It's not a comparison. It's not like saying like, well, I've been through more than you. That's not it. But it's just like saying you've been through the hardest and the worst that could possibly happen. And you were able to still heal yourself through it because that's what you wanted. And it's the power of the mind. And it's the, because I'm seeing people really tried to strip you of everything, but they couldn't. They couldn't put that light out. And that light inside of you is it's like, it might have felt like it was almost out. You might have been at rock bottom, maybe more than once, and you felt like, I cannot do this anymore. But you can. So all the animals got like alerted on that one. But you can get through anything. And you are the example that you can get through anything, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how bad it is. Like, you could be at total rock bottom with nothing and still pull yourself out of that situation to rise and be a success story. And that's what you are. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's what the message is. And so, you know, honor the emotions that you have. If you do have grief or you have something coming up now, honor that. It's valid, and it's just part of your journey. And it's like making space for people who can meet you at like the quality and the standards that you have. Okay? Okay. I love you so much. You're remarkable. You are so strong. I cannot stress that enough. And you had that strength even without having to go through things. I'm not saying that all of these things have given you that strength, because it's like when you go through like very severe trauma and stuff, you don't want to be like, well, it made you strong. Like, it didn't make you strong. You was already strong. And you just had to tap into that and make the choice. Like, I'm not gonna, like, this is how I want to show up in the world. I'm not going to let this stuff defeat me. And then you exhibited the strength that you have, okay? And not everybody has the same strength that you have. But we all have the power to alter our lives and to choose how we want to show up in this world. To choose what type of role model we want to be, if we want to be one, okay? The choice is ours. We always have the choice. We have free will. Okay? And there is no event strong enough to take you out emotionally. I mean, it could do damage physically. You can have things do physical damage, especially if you don't tend to your emotions and your beliefs and you don't practice self-love, you know? But, all right, 23 minutes in, I'm gonna end it there. I hope you have a good day. There's a plane coming above me, so I definitely feel like this person is keeping an eye on you, watching you, like they're hovering. And your energy is like a catalyst for people to travel on their path and to grow spiritually. And what's that I'm hearing now? Like you're a shining star and you help guide people. Yep. So keep doing you, because you're doing a fantastic job. And if you're in a place where it's very difficult, just continue to love yourself and to honor your emotions and to be transparent with yourself about how you really feel. Be honest. Be honest. We don't have to play this game where we're not honest with ourselves. Most healing comes from being honest with things and making the connections. It's not blame. It's not you're not like a victim. It's not going into victim mode. It's understanding. And you need to have that understanding in order to heal. Okay, so be honest with yourself. Continue to shine your light, because you are a guiding light. And I love you so much. God is so proud of you. And I'm so proud of you. I know if Opal was awake right now, she'd be proud of you too. We're all so proud of you. You're doing a great job. All right? I'm going to end it there. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.